He disappeared after our first date. I met him on a Thursday night, at a cafe that smelled like rain and roasted coffee beans. His name was Eli. He wasn't the kind of guy who demanded attention. He had this quiet confidence, the type that makes you curious without even realizing it. We'd met online 2 weeks before, and even though I usually never meet guys from dating apps, something about him felt safe. Well, maybe that's what I wanted to believe. He looked exactly like his picture's messy dark hair, those unreadable grey eyes, and that little scar near his jawline that he said came from a stupid childhood accident. The conversation flowed easily, maybe too easily. He was attentive, funny, a bit mysterious. But in between our laughs and flirty comments, there were these pauses. Like he wanted to say something but always stopped himself. At one point, he asked me the strangest question. Do you believe some people meet for reasons they can't explain yet? I laughed nervously and said, You mean fate? He smiled faintly. Something like that. The night ended beautifully. He walked me to my car, gave me this long look and said, Promise me you'll text me when you get home. I did. But when I woke up the next morning, his number was gone from my phone. Vanished. Like it never existed. His messages disappeared. Our chat history, everything. Even his dating profile was deleted. I tried to laugh it off at first. Maybe he got cold feet. Maybe it was a prank. But something about it didn't sit right. Over the next few days, weird things started happening. My phone would ring once, and when I picked up, no one was there. I'd see a black car parked across my apartment building at night. Lights off, engine running, and then, one evening, I got an envelope slipped under my door. No return address. Inside was a single photo. It was of me and Eli taken from across the cafe. The same night we met, I hadn't noticed anyone taking pictures. My hands started shaking. Who took this? How did they get my address? And more importantly, who exactly was Eli? For days I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that photo, his hand slightly reaching toward mine, that faint smile on his lips. It should have been romantic, but it wasn't. It felt wrong. I went back to the cafe, hoping someone might remember him. The waitress looked at me blankly at first. Then her face changed when I said his name. Eli? She repeated. You mean that guy you were with? I nodded quickly. He comes here often, she said slowly. But not anymore. Last time I saw him was that night with you. Her tone made me uneasy. Why? What's wrong? I asked. She hesitated before saying, A few weeks before that, he came in every evening, always sitting in the same spot. He never ordered much, just coffee. But he watched people. Always the same people. Like he was studying them. I felt my throat tighten. Studying them? Yeah. I thought he was just lonely. But one night, he asked for our security camera footage. Said he left his wallet behind and wanted to see if anyone took it. I told him we couldn't give that out. And he just smiled and left. That smile. That same eerie calm he had when he looked at me. I left the cafe trembling. When I got home, my door was unlocked. Everything looked untouched except for one thing. On my kitchen table lay another envelope. Inside was a USB drive. No note. Just that. I wanted to throw it away, but curiosity won. I plugged it into my laptop, my heart racing. The screen went black for a second, and then a video started playing. It was surveillance footage from the cafe. There I was, sitting across from Eli, laughing, stirring my drink, completely unaware of anything strange. But behind me by the window was another man. He wasn't moving, just sitting there, staring directly at me. Then Eli looked into the camera like he knew someone was recording. He leaned closer to me, and the video glitched. When it came back, the timestamp showed 2 hours later. I was gone. Only Eli remained sitting alone, facing the camera, smiling faintly. Then the video cut to static. I shut the laptop instantly, my whole body shaking. That night, I heard footsteps in the hallway outside my apartment. Slow, deliberate. When I peered through the peephole, no one was there. Just a folded piece of paper taped to the door. It said, "Stop looking for me." No signature. But I didn't need one. I knew who sent it. After that note, I stopped leaving my apartment for 3 days. My curtains stayed shut. My phone stayed off, and my heartbeat echoed louder than the silence around me. Every sound felt suspicious. Every knock, every creak, every car horn outside made me jump. But the fear didn't stop the questions in my head. Who was Eli, really? And why was I on that cafe footage being watched by a man behind me? On the 4th day, I got a call. It was the same detective from the news. "We might need to talk again," he said. His tone was firm but uneasy. "You said you only met Eli once, right? On that date?" "Yeah," I whispered. "That's strange," he said. "Because we found your number saved on his phone under home." My stomach dropped. "That's not possible." "There's more," he continued. "We found several photos in his apartment of you, all taken before your date." The line went silent for a moment. Then the detective said something that froze me completely. "Miss, do you happen to have a twin?" I frowned. "No, I don't." He sighed heavily. "Then I think you need to see something." He sent me a link, a news archive. I clicked it, expecting to see Eli's mugshot again. But instead, there was a woman's face staring back at me. She looked exactly like me. Same eyes, same smile, even the same scar near the corner of her lip. But the article was dated 2 years ago. And the headline read, "Local woman missing after coffee shop date. Last seen with suspect Eli Danner." I couldn't breathe. I scrolled through the pictures, and the resemblance was uncanny. It wasn't me, but it could have been. I suddenly remembered something the night of our date. When Eli said, "I feel like I've known you forever," it wasn't a line. It was a confession. He thought I was her, the missing woman. That same night, the detective called again. We searched Eli's old storage unit. "You might want to sit down." My voice trembled. "What did you find?" "A camera, and several videotapes labeled with dates. The latest one was last week." My pulse spiked. "And what's on them?" "We're still reviewing, but..." He paused. "One of the tapes had your name on it." A faint noise interrupted our call, something outside my window. When I turned, the streetlight flickered, and there, across the road, was a figure, standing perfectly still. I couldn't see his face, but I recognized the silhouette. The way his hands stayed in his pockets. The way he tilted his head slightly when he looked up. It was him. I froze. My phone slipped from my hand. By the time I looked again, he was gone. Just like the first time. That night, I packed a bag. I left the city before sunrise, never looking back.